Do I need to tap the sound?
I hope that old man got that tractor beam out of commission, or this is going to be a real short trip. Okay, hit it!
Hey there, everyone. How's it going? What's up, John? How you doing?
How's it going? You all right? How's things?
Things are great. It's 8 o'clock in the morning on a holiday that I have off. So, well, I
Oh,
have off
well,
a lot.
that makes me feel better that you've got a holiday today.
Yeah. You don't have this holiday though. It's not. You don't have Labor Day. You,
No, I work my socks off.
I've seen your pictures of your socks off in standing in mud.
Yeah,
Yeah,
basically, yeah. That's
yeah.
what I
You've
do.
sent me a couple of those pictures.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not the mud wrestling ones.
No. That's no mud wrestling with other guys. I don't want to see that.
Yeah, no.
So how you been, man?
Yeah, good. I've got back at the bench, which is, as you know, a good thing. Lost the mojo for a while, and it's just slowly started to come back. Work's slowed down, so that means I can get back to modelling and that sort of thing. But the other thing is, I think I've got a few commissions still hanging over me, and when you have that, it slows your mojo down, and you're just
It
doing it for
does.
work.
It does. Well, how I do it is like I don't have a lot of models yet, so I build one. I build two of the same thing. So I want it to be done. It pushes me because it's going to be in my collection,
Yeah,
as well as making a second one. So I don't. The one time I didn't, I did the Slave One. I was working on that, and I did a commission for a sandcrawler, and I
right.
really hated going back and forth between the two because I wanted to get that done.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, I don't know how you do two of the same model. I can't. I'd lose interest in it straight away.
Really? No, I find that I do the same things at the same time. Like I'll build it, I'll clean everything, and then I'll build it, both of them at the same time. And then as I'm painting, like let's say I'm painting the A-wing, I need to put reefer white down. I'll
Yeah,
do the whole one ship and then the whole another ship. And then
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
I have everything out as I need as I'm doing
yeah, like
certain
a
parts.
sort of a factory lineup.
Yeah,
Yeah,
kind of. Yeah.
it's funny
In
when you
fact,
say about cleanup and this whole. I don't know if we'll go there, but this whole 3D printing, everything's coming up perfect. Well, without print lines, but
right.
without that cleanup and stuff. Me and you both find that kind of therapeutic, right? Just cleaning up
No,
Flash.
no, I hate it. No, I don't find it therapeutic at all. Jason
Oh,
tells me
really?
all the time.
Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe there's someone else then that I've been speaking to, but I always
that's
thought that
Jason.
you. Oh,
That's
okay.
yeah. No, that's
Yeah.
not me. I fucking hate it. Like if I could scratch build, I'll scratch build all day.
So I could sit there with a tub of shit and then a tub of empty stuff, and I'll go through my, hobby
Yeah.
knife, sandpaper, and then I'll put it in the nice clean pot, and everything ready to prime in that side. But
What
I can see where you're going. That it's
I
best to get a part that's nice.
yeah, I mean like scratch building, like with donor kit parts. I mean, you're
Oh,
not
you can't beat
cleaning.
it. Yeah.
No, it's the best way to go. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just I've only done one and I'm hooked. I've done the hospital ship or whatever you call that
Yeah.
one though. And I'm gonna be doing a couple others coming up. So I'm looking forward to that. And
Yeah.
and Lassie Henning's kits are real good too. They're
Oh, they're so nice. Yeah.
they're
But
nice and clean.
the working with styrene and the hunt for those kits, right? That's a hobby in its own. You could not even build anything and still enjoy collecting,
Yeah. Yeah.
kits.
I have a whole stack of them on top. I mean, they're overgrowing in my room. I think I might have to take the route that I heard from Jason Eaton is bagging them and putting them into, like bins and marking it
Yeah. But
because
then you'll
the
lose that
boxes.
lovely yellowing
I
box,
know, I know, I
the
know, I know.
vintage look.
I was talking to Jason about it. I'm like, do I want to do this? Because I love seeing the vintage boxes but it's starting to get a little obese. So
Yeah, but then I think we should start making that part of our collection. So have a wall of vintage boxes in like a cabinet,
I
because that is part of the
I do
thought
look at
process.
it a lot. I look at that I sit there and look at the different kits, even though I have so many kits and I haven't used them yet because I'm waiting for other parts.
Yeah. So
And
like
speaking of the hunt, last night we went out to dinner, right? With my wife and some friends. And I'm like, listen, I'm telling you right now, at 7:30, I'm gonna be on my phone, ignoring everybody, because I have to get this kit. Like I can't miss this thing because it's I've been waiting for one to pop up, and the C Lab, right? It's just,
Yeah.
I was like, I don't care what's going on. I'm sorry if I'm ignoring you, but I've got to do this right now. So
That was like the prize kit, wasn't it? That's been on so many Star Wars models, and everyone wants it.
yeah.
But I've never had it. And it's such a cool, like the Starian's cast in orange, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's kind of unique in its own right.
It's very unique. Plus, if you look at like people's scratch builds, you can point out, oh yeah, that's a C Lab because it's the only one that's orange.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, and it's on so many kits. And the thing about it is, okay, Jason keeps trying to tell me, he's like it's going to get re-released. It's supposed to get re-released next year. Okay. That's the plan.
Yeah.
But whether it does for sure or not is not 100%, right?
No, I think, well, I can't remember who's producing it. It's not AMT, is it? It's
Dollhouse or DL.
Yeah,
Dollhouse
but then you could
Lobby.
go really nerdy and say it's not the vintage one, it's not original.
Yeah, you could, but $500 compared to $87.
Yeah,
But
I think the C Lab started dying out towards like the end of Empire and Return of the Jedi, right?
Yeah.
The New Hope models, you'll be hard pressed to find one New Hope model that hasn't got a C Lab on it.
Yeah, they're littered with it. Yeah.
But they started going really obscure with the Return of the Jedi stuff. I mean, like motorbikes and stuff.
Yeah.
But they were littered all over the kids.
And using their own ships, like the TIE Fighter and the Slave One, like the APC ones, So yeah, the C Lab is a pretty and Jason keeps telling me, wait till next year, and I'm like, listen, dude, I'm too impatient. I can't wait. Like, I don't want to wait till next year.
You'll be onto something else. There'll be another ship or another build that you'll want to do.
Exactly. Yes. So I was lucky enough to get a auction last night where there's 2 C Labs in one kit.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. How do you do that?
eBay. I found it on eBay. The guy actually, I talked to the guy through messages on eBay, and he said he found it at a garage sale.
Okay.
And there's written on it that there's two kits there, and you go through and you make sure that, kind of like looking at it, and part of it is built already. Right. So I'm gonna have to take that apart, but yeah, I'm pretty excited about that one.
Yeah, it's annoying when you get like I've bought. Well, we've discussed this, haven't we? Destroying someone else's work that they've glued, they've painted, and you're just carefully trying to destroy it to keep those parts, together.
The first one I destroyed was, I did feel really bad. So there's a couple Roccos on the, there's one Rocco on the bottom of the Slave One, right?
Yeah.
And I forget what kit that is, but it's a little Rocco tank like this big.
Mobile wagon, isn't it, or something, or some?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. It's the little square rectangular pieces right next to the wings underneath there, right? So luckily, I've been looking for it, and I didn't find a kit of it. So I found one guy who built and painted all these Rocco ships. These are, and I showed my wife, and I'm like, I feel really bad. I'm just taking this apart and pilfering it for these parts, and she's like, that's pretty terrible. That guy spent a couple hours painting that thing, and
but he's selling it, so he doesn't want it in the first place. So don't feel too bad.
No,
and it's going towards a wonderful thing. Don't worry, it's your creation. It'll be a bit, better than some little tank that's been painted with a brush.
And those little the one guy, another eBay find, I bought like a whole bunch of Roccos at once. Like I got every Rocco I need for kit bashing a Slave One.
Right.
And he's like, hey, do you give me some time? I'll put together the accessories that go with it, like the little army men and the guns and stuff. And I'm like, don't worry about it. I don't need that stuff. I just want
that's all right. Yeah.
Yeah. Just so he sent it anyways, and I just took it and I threw it in the trash. I was like, I don't need these things.
They were the hardest parts. The Rocco, like I couldn't find them for love nor money, and then suddenly there'd be a load come up in like a lot, like you just said, and then there'll be ages before one would pop up.
Yeah.
So like the expense, like the 312B, the Ferrari and stuff like that with the hood at the bottom, that costs a fortune and stuff. I mean, I could get Entex castings easier than I could the Rocco kits.
Really?
And just it's like the Panther G, the 148th Panther G that's all over the Sandcrawler.
Mm-hmm.
That used to be so hard to find, and when you could find one, they'd be like £200. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
But now, as we've seen, they started popping up again for sensible money. You know?
Yeah. It has been. $30. And what you got one for me the other day, like $15, right?
Yeah, it's and I don't know whether it's. Do you think the studio scale side of it has gone more to know that they can get that print, done for them, so they don't have to search these vintage kits? And now these vintage kits, I hope this is true, have started like dropping in price, so they can be more easily obtained.
Possibly. I mean, there's only a few of us idiots that still hunt all the kits. Most people are buying 3D printed stuff, and
Yeah, I mean, So I don't know if we're going to go into this, but the Merlin side of things with like the Slave One that's just been released and that sort of thing. So like, I'm okay with those being printed because they've been scanned. So I'm hoping there's not much room for error.
I don't think there is. I think they've gotten the technology where they can get it pretty precise.
Yeah, so that's good. Whereas the 8080, it looks beautiful, and I've been enjoying Adam Savage kind of making his. Sometimes I squirm a little bit, but when he's doing his thing, that's the way he does it. That's fair enough. But because that wasn't scanned in, I lost interest straight away.
Yeah, that was before you really started listening to people and saying, okay, this is the right way to do it, and scanning things and paying attention to the actual kit parts, and getting those on there. That's what makes Star Wars, because you could just design whatever the freaking hell you want. Yeah. But unless so take Slave One, take the Sandcrawler, they have a lot of the same kit parts on them. So kind of subconsciously, you're looking at it, you don't notice them, but subconsciously it kind of ties them all together so that they belong in the same world, even though you're not thinking, hey, that's
I reckon you could build a concept model or whatever with 5 key parts and cut them up, put them upside down, layer them differently, and it would look like a Star Wars model.
Right, exactly.
And it's incredible how they did that.
Look at the background ships, right? They're not well-known Star Wars kits, but they have all the same parts, so they fit right in.
Exactly.
So it's a perfect example right there.
I've never been like a huge fan. I don't think I've ever seen it, like Battlestar Galactica stuff and all that. When you look at the Cylon, is it a Cylon Raider, isn't it?
Yep.
That's got tons of like Panther G and stuff on it. It's like I want to build one, and I've got no idea about that shit.
I know. I look at them too.
I know like Norman Peterson made it, and that's good enough for me. It looks cool.
I look at them too and think to myself that I have no interest in that genre or show, but they look so much like Star Wars ships. Even Buck Rogers, the Buck Rogers main ship wasn't that was built with the kit parts too, right? By Lloyd.
Yeah, well, all that era. That was the late 70s, 80s way of making science fiction models and special effects. It was how it was done. Yeah,
exactly. So it has absolutely become an obsession with me. It's gotten so bad. Like my kids are even talking to me like that. Like, if it doesn't have to do with models, like, you don't even remember a single thing that we're talking about. So I've really tried to focus on other stuff, but it's become so difficult because I'm on the phone looking at your stuff and other people's stuff, and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I don't know if it's my age or now that I'm over 40, but when I've only got so much room in my brain to think of stuff, and I'm filling it all day full of like model shit that's just not important to real life.
Nope.
And then I get home and my wife's been like, "Did you do this? I'm like, what? Like her face is like an Airfix hammer talking to me. It's like
that's exactly what happens to me. I totally forget everything she tells me.
Yeah.
And I've been home for the last 5 days, okay, and all I've done is work in my garage.
Yeah.
And she's every day she comes home from work and she busts her ass at work. She works like 12-hour days as a nurse, and she comes home and she's like, "Well, what'd you get done today?" Well, I did I did throw the laundry in the washer. Did you start it? "Oh, I don't know if I started or not."
I bet that was you've done that so quick. Just fucking just get that done so I can just get to the models. Yeah, yeah,
It's
it's
exactly
terrible,
what
isn't it?
happens. Yes, exactly. And like, okay, I'll work all day long, right? In the garage, and then I'll be like, okay, she's getting home in 10 minutes. I can wash the dishes. I can throw the laundry. I'll just be running all over the place, throwing stuff all over the place just to
Yeah.
get a couple things done that I can say, yeah, I did do something
Well,
today.
that's like when we're like teenagers trying to get the house ready. Like we got back from school, like trying to get it done. Yeah.
It's terrible. It's terrible. And even when I'm driving, I'm normally talking to Jason on the phone, or while I'm driving, and I'm talking kit parts, okay? And my mind just doesn't I don't think of other things. Like, I'll drive right past 5 exits that I'm supposed to get off, and I'll be like, "Fuck." And Jason will say, "You drove past another exit, didn't you?" I'm like, "Yes, yes, I did."
Yeah, that's not safe.
No.
That's not safe.
The
Don't
worst,
drink a model or don't drive a model.
don't drive a model. The worst was
Yeah.
I was on a turnpike, and in on our turnpikes, if you miss an exit, the next exit is 30 miles down the road,
Oh
okay?
no.
Yes, and
That's
that
like
happened to me.
that's like the length of England to me.
That that happened to me twice, okay? I had to drive 30 miles down the road, get off, come 30 miles back to get to my exit, and I'm
No.
like, "It's bad. Sometimes it's real
Yeah.
bad." Yeah.
Why you an hour home late?
Yes. Yes. Traffic was bad, honey. I'm sorry. I didn't get
It's not even you weren't even at like a bar or something. You just talking about models.
Exactly, yeah. My whole brain just stops and thinks of one thing, and that's it, you know?
Yeah. And then
It's
and then and
terrible.
then the next thing is paint. I mean, the color grey before Guy. I think Guy's done really well for my mental health by bringing out the right colors because I used to lay in bed and just think, why is that a different type of grey? And like, couldn't sleep because like the mists would like I'm spraying in my head. I'm like, this is crazy.
Well, there's been well, no. I usually when the wife starts, going in that direction in bed, it's like I'll be thinking of things, and then I'll have to turn my brain off and go back to, the real world.
That's ridiculous. Okay, Chris, is anyone out there watching that can help Chris with this obsession, turning his life to shreds?
It's bad. And
Yeah,
like she says to me all the time, she's like, I tell her I forget things all day long, right?
yeah.
And she says, you don't forget a damn thing about what kit part you're gonna buy, or what Star Wars ship is which, but you can
It's such
forget.
useless knowledge, isn't it? It's no
Mhm.
good for anything else in life.
No, it's not.
It's so
It's,
useless,
it's so
but
funny
important
though.
to us. And we've met such good friends through it and stuff, and
Yes, yes,
even better
we really have.
enemies.
I've been very good. I haven't made very enemies, so I'm gonna.
No, I thought I was good. I thought I was good until
Yeah.
you got on your friends list. I'll just go and chat. I'm blocked. What have I done? Yeah.
It is a fence that you have to straddle, but we won't get into that.
No.
But yeah. So what do you tell us instead of? Well, I guess we should get off this conversation because I'm sure my wife will come down at some point and she'll be like, "Well, what are you talking about?"
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So tell me what you got going on in your in your shop, man.
Okay,
You
so
sent me a few pictures.
I'm working on the Bandai Falcon. That's where our friend Tony Ducker. So, who is it? Ben Yetta I was speaking to. He's a good friend of mine. He's an excellent painter and does some superb work. He was saying it like the commission work brings in a lot of his revenue, and he has the the same amount of sort of clients, like a little client base he works for, and keeping it simple, and they'll buy again and that sort of thing. And that's kind of how I've turned my commission build work, to. So like Paminda, Tony, and a few others that I'll build for. And simply because they're in the UK.
Yeah, makes it so much easier.
It's like, oh mate, it's just so much easier. You can just, if you send stuff, I'm so surprised my stuff's arrived to you safely.
Yeah, it has.
Some ghetto packaging has made. Yeah.
Your bed foam.
Yeah, duct tape kids' teddies to the toys.
Yes, yes. It's like you ripped apart a couch and grabbed the foam. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
This I'm sitting on is half cut up. I'm just sitting on the springs at the moment.
That's next.
Yeah.
The pillows are next. Yeah.
But at least it got to you okay, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Well, maybe a few things you might have had to glue back together.
Just on the Dornian, like a few little pieces came off, but they didn't break. They just popped off.
Well, yeah, that's again amazing that got to you in one piece. So keeping it simple and within the UK makes my life and the anxiety of posting something that someone's like paid a lot for, it waited a long time for you to do, and then it arrives broken. So that's
plus sending overseas is a major freaking headache. Okay, so like all the custom forms and all this other bullshit that I don't. Jason's the one who does all the shipping for me when I get from you. Plus, when I get from you, it's a little difficult because you said you don't have like UPS around you or anything like that. I
think we can organize it to be picked up, and there's places to drop that sort of stuff off too.
Okay, good. So that's good to know.
But I'm on like an island, like I've said. So my town is a good sort of 40-minute, half an hour to 40-minute drive away. Where so I have to stick to the kind of like the traditional post office.
Okay.
So I'm queuing with a box like that in front of a lady trying to get a pension book out, and like old people. I've got a queue, and I'm like kicking a $5,000 model down the road in a box, trying to like juggle all these boxes at the post office, and it's not good.
Yeah. So in fact, speaking of your island, I was talking to my wife last night. I'm like, she's always trying to figure out places to go, right? So I'm like, John said to me last year, he's like, you can come out here. So I showed her the pictures of what you sent me, where you're at, and you sent me pictures of you're by are you by a river or are you by a?
It's the sea, but it's a river, so it's like we're on the coast of England.
Okay, so I showed her your caravans, and okay, I have to ask, what is a caravan?
So you call it trailer, don't you?
Like a trailer.
So they're holiday homes. They're on wheels, and like they're 35 foot long and 12 foot wide, and have 2 bedrooms, shower, toilets, everything. And people like buy them off us, and they stay in them, and holiday in them,
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like just like a campsite kind of. Almost.
Exactly. Yeah. And we run it. Yeah. So and then you're always welcome. Yeah, bring some sprues and some glue, and
bring cutlery too.
Beer, and we'll have a good time.
I'll bring cutlery too.
Yes, cutlery.
Yeah.
Awesome. So who's I've just seen some people pop up. There's Stuart and Parminder and a few others.
Parminder, is he Rebel Spy? Which one is he? I know he has a different screen name.
Well, being a spy, he wouldn't give out his real name, would he?
John Hanavan, he's on. Rebel Spy. I don't know who that is.
I'm sure that's Parminder.
Is it okay? That's cool. Hi, Parminder. We got D&D1. I don't know who that is. These are some new names that I haven't seen yet.
Konnichiwa 15.
Hello. John Heffernan. Irish Jedi. John Hanavan. Yeah, we got Tony Ducker joined us.
We've been talking about Tony. There we go. Yeah, I'm doing his
Don't go back. We weren't talking very nice.
The last model I had from John, my wife thought a sofa had arrived.
Which one was that?
That was a cloud car that I put so much foam in that it was like basically I could work for DFS, the furniture company.
You sent me a crane once, and it was in this huge box, and there's this little crane. It was so big. I was like, I couldn't believe how big the box was for the crane.
Yeah, but you know, the postal service elbow drop these boxes, don't they? Drop kick them into the back of the van. So
Pile drive them. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So
And
yeah, back to what I was working on. What was I saying? Yeah, so the perfect grade Falcon for Tony, and I've got a Lass Henning A-wing like yourself. I've got to do for Tony, and I've got to do an Alien Queen studio scale technically because it's the same size, I think, and as the one used in Aliens, half scale or quarter scale. And I've got to do that for someone. But after that, I can get back to doing stuff for myself.
yeah, that's
So
three.
that's the first section of paint I've done on the Bandai. And I think
So I watched your video last night.
now.
I watched your video last night, and pizza slices is it's actually a really great way to go because
Yeah,
you're looking at this thing and you like I remember all these different colors, and my mind just kind of like you get overloaded, and if you
Totally.
focus on one little spot, it makes total
Exactly.
sense. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, traditionally, like I think was it Craig Lee put a comment on my video, and he said that it's exactly the same way that he painted. I mean, if you're replicating something, you kind of have to do it that way. I mean, misting should happen at the end because it sort of covers everything. But
Right.
If we were building something for ourselves, like completely out of our own design, you wouldn't paint like this.
Right.
You'd lay
Yes.
down the colors, chip it, whatever. Then you do the streaks, then the misting, and then if you wanted to put oil splats on it or whatever you would. But this, when you're replicating something like this, I find it easier to do it in the pizza slices and finish one section and go along.
Yeah, I never thought of it, honestly. That never crossed my mind. I've only done one Falcon, so but and I did it the way where you put all the colors down, like you said, but it makes total sense to do it this way.
Yeah, I mean, it just finally at the end it'll all blend in. But the engine deck, so that was I was quite nervous about doing that originally because it just looked so daunting. But there's not actually that much going on on the engine deck. There's a few panels and some streaking and that sort of thing, and to bend and break the vents, which you can do on the Bandai because they're made of metal, they're photo etch.
Okay.
But the amount of detail on the Falcon's deck gives all the shadowing anyway. I think a lot of people make the error of just putting massive black streaks going off the back of the vents and flooding it with wash.
Yes.
And that's entirely up to them how they want to paint. But if you're going to replicate it, you forget how big that 5-foot model was.
Yes.
And the amount of shadow it creates from those raised kit parts. That all the depth and shadow is created by the parts.
Right. Do you paint it and then put parts on top, or do you like there's certain like down at the bottom, I don't know what the struts, like when I built the Agostini,
yeah,
there were parts I didn't put on until after I painted it.
I think I just primed the whole thing.
Okay.
I think I primed it, yeah.
The Agostini one.
Yeah, the D'Agostini was primed grey and then painted exactly the same way as this pizza slices, you know.
Okay.
But this one was done the same, primed grey, then flat white, reefer white, and then all the little bits, and done afterwards.
Right, looks great, man. I haven't done a 5-foot one.
Mate,
it's totally different.
If you just want to, if you want us to sit with, finally get yourself in the family again, and sit with them, get yourself like a little desk or a tray or something while the TV's on, some tweezers, and you don't even need any glue for that Falcon. There's not one drop of glue on that Millennium Falcon there.
It's all just paint.
No, I mean it's all. They're all push fit. All the kit parts are push fit.
Oh, okay. All right.
So you can literally just sit there and methodically go through each the styrene, because it's a traditional styrene kit, and you can build them up so like therapeutically.
And it's pretty accurate.
God, yeah. That
really
you could ID off that.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was also thinking about your pizza slices. So when I'm building something and I'm doing it like a color here, a color there, I have to jump between pictures, like 100 pictures. If you're doing it in the pizza slices thing, you can really pretty much stay on one picture.
Exactly. Yeah. So I don't have like a massive. I sometimes it's crazy, but I use my phone as a reference.
I do too. Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Tablets.
can rest my phone on the model sometimes
Mm-hmm.
and spray next to it.
Pinch and zoom.
Yeah,
Pinch and
and
zoom.
yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So to have like one area and one picture to concentrate on makes the paint process easier for me.
Oh yeah, I sit most of my time sitting at my workbench is going through pictures, trying to find the right angle, the right spot, like of what I'm trying to figure out. And then even then, like you miss things because you have this angle and this part's cut off, and you have to find that part like
Oh,
in
you're so
another
right. Yeah,
angle.
you're almost there. And like, no, then you have to go through about another 200 pictures until you find the area, and then that'll be just out of focus. Just like Jesus.
Because I gotta tell these people who take these damn pictures, take these pictures right. Don't get with the program. Take these pictures the way we want them to be taken. So, but whatever. I'm just joking.
No, but I mean, you're right. And what I also want to have is like a whole section photographed, not just a decal, then a kit part, and the rest out of focus.
Yes,
it's a great picture and looks cool, but it's no good for judging color, shading, anything like that. You can't work it out.
Right, exactly. I have thousands of pictures on my phone. I got to the point where I had to download all of those pictures and put them into an external hard drive because my phone was just littered.
My old phone had tons, and I had like ones that I'd taken myself, even at like the Identities tour, and stuff that people had sent me, and loads of stuff that couldn't be shown and all that sort of thing, and it just died on me, and I've just lost all those photos.
Yeah. It got to the point where I had like one picture of my kids and like 100 pictures of an A-wing.
Oh god,
it's terrible. Yeah. So that's cool. And you said you're gonna do an A-wing, the classic A-wing.
Yeah, I've got to do another one of them. But I don't know if Tony minds. Tony's watching this, so we can ask him now. But I mean, I did one for Paminda, which was the one that's sitting in the archives at the moment, which I think you're replicating as well. And then the other A-wing is the one that was out on tour, and I think John Goodson has been repairing it. I think I might be doing that one. That's the one that Guy Cohen did with Scratch Built. Slightly different paint job.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen his piece.
Yeah, it's lovely. So just to change it up a little bit, just so I'm not doing exactly the same one, I think I'll be doing the other A-wing because there was two.
It has the red squares, right? The red panels.
So that one has the cockpit is black. It's not blue inside.
Okay. And doesn't it have like a reddish panel on the instead of a gray one on the top?
Front left is a red square. Yeah.
Well, funny thing is, I got I just was videoing. I taped, for these videos I'm doing, and I got to the point where I'm applying decals, right?
Yeah.
So I found the Bandai map for all the decals.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and both ships have completely different decals. And
right, yeah.
I don't have many of the decals for the ship the one that we did. I have them mostly.
That's the one there's the Cummings on the AMT. Yeah. Is that a Peterbilt or a Kentworth or something? That's from the AMT 125 trucks. You've probably got it in your stash.
I probably do.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm way past. I put a couple on that did work. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, and then
the little arrows at the front, they're off the Harrier, I think, the FX Harrier.
I looked in the Harrier. I didn't see that, but I thought it was in the Harrier. But I looked. That's a big ass sheet of stickers.
Yeah, they are literally like tiny little arrows, but they go on the sides, right at the front. But some of them, because they're like 80s kits, the decal sheet's gone yellow and crispy, and it's like flaking away in your hand. They're just unusable. Yeah. So there's might have to get them rescanned and reprinted out, and working that way.
And you said you're doing an alien head.
Yeah, so I haven't started it yet, but Christopher Adrian, I think his name. Sorry, Christopher, I've got your name wrong, but he did the Prometheus head for me.
Yeah, the one that came to me.
Say it again.
Is it the one that came to me and I sent to you?
Oh, that might be. Yes, that guy. Yeah. So in that box would have been the alien heads, and he sculpted them, and they're like I mean, I know in Aliens there was a huge, the Queen Alien was massive, but they also made a smaller one with animatronic hands, I think, and they filmed it to make it look big,
Right.
and it's you know it's that sort of size.
Yeah.
And he sculpted a beautiful one, and he sent that to me to do. And he sent me like the Aliens flamethrower and that sort of stuff. So sometimes I like to step away from Star Wars a little bit just to refresh myself and then go back. So, but once
Yeah.
I've got those
So
commissions out of the way, I can get on with my own stuff. And I'm going to get back on the crawler because now you're going to be inside all that and helping me. See, that's what you do, Chris. You kickstart me. It's really good. God knows what
yeah.
I'd be building if it wasn't you, like saying, "Shall I buy this? Shall I buy this?" Like, yes.
Well, you're a lot farther along in the Sandcrawler than I am, so I'm gonna be writing you daily. Be like, okay, what's this? Where's this? Like,
I made Marvin's life a living hell. I think he used to wake up, and if I hadn't messaged him, he was relieved.
yeah.
But every day I was like, do you know which part this is? And I can't get that to sit right. What have I done wrong here? And he's like, John, just look at the ref. Also, what I do. And I'm like, yeah, but like, you think people have this magic way around them, or they're keeping this information to themselves, or they're better than you. But the answer is just to keep looking. There's me with the crawler. That was me with my long hair days.
Yeah, so I mean, I brought it up on group therapy this past weekend, and I don't know if a lot of people I tried to explain it to the guys, and I don't really know that they quite understood what I was talking about to begin with.
Right.
But I got some pictures here of what you sent me, some good pictures of the kit, and let me just bring them up. But that's the silo that you sent me is the main reason I wanted to get the C-Lab, but also for the Sandcrawler, because oh shit, they're out of order. Damn it. All right, let's start here. So what I don't think a lot of people on the show the other night understood was like they were asking me, is it cardboard? Is it how big is it? And I tried to explain it, but sometimes pictures do a million words.
Yeah.
And so like I just got this from Marvin, and I told him that you and I have been talking about this. We've been talking about this for a little while now, that I wanted to do this. And he's like, "Oh yeah, John's my biggest advocate." So yeah, but so this is the frame, right? And on here you've already started skinning it, right?
Yeah.
Good.
So that's laser cut MDF. So Marvin's just gone to town on all the measurements using kit parts, because the way the Sandcrawler is made up of kit parts, you can line the kit parts up and then get a true dimension from those kit parts. The kit parts never lie. So he's done that painstaking job of getting measurements and working out how the Sandcrawler fits together. What goes on with the structure, and he designed that himself on computer or whatever, and then he got that laser cut in MDF and worked out all the way to fit it together and everything. And you get sent a pack of wood and you're like, okay. But then once you white glue it all together, it becomes the form of the crawler, and you're like, this is really exciting. It's huge as well, like stupidly big. I think Lorne Peterson used to sit on the one at ILM and drive it around. See, that's how long ago it was when I started. I was slim then.
Are we all in the beginning?
Yeah. I was 16 then, so that's how long I've had it.
Really? You were 16?
No, I was not 16.
No. Okay. All right. How old are you?
40.
Okay, you're 40.
That was my joke of it being a long time ago, Chris.
Well, it has been a while, because I'm ashamed to admit this, but I do stalk your Facebook page and look at your pictures like all the time. All the time. And it was a long time ago that you got this, and what, like, I'd say like 6-7 years ago, 8 years ago.
Okay, so this is no, it wasn't that long ago. It was about 4. It was before COVID, so 3, 4 at the most.
Okay.
But so the thing with Marvin, the reason I've gone only this far and I haven't like sorted the running gear out yet, because that needs to be metal machined to get these Shermans to. You have to cut down the Shermans. I think they're 1/6, or are they 1/6? They're Tamiya Shermans anyway, vintage Tamiya Shermans.
Yeah, we got to talk about that.
There's 4 of those underneath that drive the sandcrawler.
Yeah.
And I haven't got that far, and I stopped where I stopped because Marvin stopped there. And I was like, come on, Marvin, I want to copy yours. And he's like, yeah, I get back on. I think he's doing it deliberately. He's like, yeah, I'll get back on it one day. And I'm like, Jesus, man, I can't finish it until I can copy yours, So that's the reason it's got as far as it's got.
Yeah, I mean, so my questions for you are, okay, so you started skinning it, right? And
yes, that's 0.7 mil styrene sheet, just super. I think that's just literally like CA'd.
Okay, good. All right.
Over the MBF.
So what I want to know is, where the hell are you getting these measurements to do these panels? Because
that is literally just done by kit parts. And so obviously they start in I had to work out the middle.
Okay.
Measure the middle, half that, draw the line straight up. Okay, so then you've got a line going up to the top. Then you've got those triangles. There's like, I can't remember, there's 2 or 4 each side.
These
then
here.
Those little green, they're Tamiya, like they're meant to be like those those blocks they put up in World War II to stop people stepping over them or whatever. They were like.
Oh, okay, the barriers.
Yeah. So I think they have like 2 each side or 3. I can't remember, 3 each side, and you put them each side the line. Then you know that the next panel goes next to those, so you can draw the next line down, and you work. You go outwards like that.
Okay.
That's how I worked that out.
I asked Marvin, I'm like, so is there like a pattern or something? He's like, no, you gotta figure it out. Oh, I see. Here you have it all drawn on. Okay.
Yeah, so that I draw it on first, and then I cut it out and lay that over my.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Well, that's good to know.
Because nothing on the slave sandcrawler is scribed. Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, it's all glued panel pieces.
It's plated. Every single thing is plated. Because I can't scribe for shit. I'm panicking about doing this slave one.
Yeah,
I really am, and I'm like.
Well,
I mean, we'll go into that later on. Well, that was the reason why I was interested in getting the Merlin's one, so I've got it to copy. I know the Nyson one isn't quite accurate, but I think it's okay. I mean, you had to put loads of stuff on the Nyson, didn't you, the body?
Yeah. Did you ever see they have scribing tape? Like it's
Dymo tape, what it was called.
Yeah, that actually helped me a lot.
Yeah, so I mean, I can do it, but it's just when I knew that it was plated, I was like, oh well, I can do that. I can plate, and then Marvin taught me how to plate as well. So
okay.
My first plating was shit. I was putting it on, and it has when you cut styrene and break it, there's a little lip on the edge of the styrene, and when you primer it, it looks great until you primer it. And when you primer it, you can see all these lips on the panels. They look shit.
Right.
And then Guy saw it at Guy's the best one to shoot me down about my work.
I do. You've told me, yeah.
But he's telling the truth, and he's only saying it to you to make you a better modeler and to look after your work and do a better job. And when he was looking at it was a Comic-Con, he was looking through the panel lines of the crawler. He was like, John, you need to slow down and just sand those edges of those panels because they're all rising up. So I went back and peeled off about 50 of those plates.
Oh man.
And Marvin was like, John, just score the card, break it, and then get like a sanding stick and 3 times, and that's all it takes to take that burr off the off the edge of the styrene. So that's a hand-me-down tip that you can use there, Chris.
Well, yeah, I was trying to figure out if there's like a cutter, like the big paper cutters that you just slice.
So there's
in school.
There is something called the cutter. It's like a little guillotine.
Yeah,
that you cut down, and that does really nice cuts.
Okay,
but
I have to get that.
For the size of these, some of them are too big to use that thing on, especially on the top, and on the side they're quite big as well.
Okay, yeah, because I'm looking forward to this, but I can tell you right now I'm going to get really frustrated. It's just I know I will. Like,
so I think I started on the top, because I wanted to lay down kit parts straight away. And the panels are, the plating is crazy. Your whole room will be like just like a Santa's grotto of like
pieces
different
all over. Yeah.
pieces of styrene. Yeah, I was picking stuff up off the floor and just like, can I use that? Yeah, and just like anything. And
I do that.
you literally have to. Oh, and this is again. I don't know how Marvin does this. It's incredible. He's worked out that I think that the side of that panel is a certain depth of styrene, but then there's different areas on the crawler where it's different thicknesses of styrene.
Oh, man, really?
So there's 0.5, 0.7, 1, 1.5, and they're all different all over it. Typical Joe Johnston made it tricky for us to copy, you know. But again, or Lorne Peterson, whoever was doing it at the time, they wouldn't have cared. They probably wouldn't have done it as an artistic way. It's just what styrene was available in the drawer. They
just cut it and popped it on. They didn't really give a shit.
Exactly, yeah.
Right. Yeah. They were probably picking pieces up off the floor. All right, this is 1 mil.
Exactly, yeah. And now we've got to go back because we can see in the ref pictures that it raises higher in certain areas than others.
Yeah, this is going to be something different for me, because like normally I'm like, I want to get this done, I want to get this done, I want to get this done, so it's done and it looks nice and I can put it on my shelf. But this is going to be a project that I'm going to take my time with, and it'll be just like, it'll be there and I'll work on it a whole bunch, and then I'll do something and I'll work on it some more, and as I get kits, then I'll be able to just pop them on.
Yeah.
You know, as I get them, because there's a lot of kits in this thing, and there's a lot
of kits. But after you've bought the kits for that, you've now got kits for TIE fighters, you've got kits for the Jedi training remote, you've got kits.
Yeah.
Basically, all the New Hope ships you've got the kits for.
Well, speaking of that, we've been talking about a tower, Death Star laser tower.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. I even hit up Marvin. I'm like, do you have the capability to cut these? And he's like, yeah. He's like, I'm just gonna do one project at a time, you know, because I want to have both of these just on my shelf, so I can, as I get kits, I can just pop them on, you know.
Yeah. You can't do the Sandcrawler in 6 months. It doesn't. It's not. It's a long-term project. You can keep picking up and putting down. So look at all the different thicknesses of the styrene on top of there.
Yeah. Yeah, this one's yours, right? I think I pulled this up. Okay.
Yeah.
And what I have found that I absolutely love, especially on the Sandcrawler, I was going to do it on the Slave one, but Guy told me, he's like, yeah, you don't want to do this. The Sandcrawler in just styrene and kit parts is freaking beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gorgeous. And I have a painted. I was struggling for a little while what I wanted to do, whether I wanted to sell my Sandcrawler, my Cooper one, which was the second model I did, and I love it. You know, my kids love it, and I thought, well, do I want to sell this because I'm getting this studio one? And I kind of decided, fuck it, I'm keeping it, and I'm just going to keep this as just kit parts. I'm not going to paint it.
Mine is like 90% kit parts. The C-Lab stuff isn't, but now you've got a C-Lab, you'll be able to use them, and that'll look really nice. A C-Lab on top of them.
I mean, I would like to show. I have pictures of what the thing looks like overall with kit parts, but this gives you a good idea of how beautiful it looks, especially on the back, because it has light blue and orange and a bunch of different colors, and even there's some red pieces on the side, right? Yeah. There's some red kit parts. I don't remember what.
So, and the other thing is, see those like A's. If you go back, you see those. They're from the same. They're not cast. They're from the Panther G.
Mm-hmm.
And Bandai brought it out in Panzer Grey or Dunkelgelb. So it's either the orangey color or the grey color.
Mm.
So they're both. So you're even getting differences with the same kit part.
Yes, I love that. Yes, like even right above here, like, well, those aren't the same kit. Those ain't the same kit part, but these are the same kit parts. That's what you're talking about.
But
right
no,
here.
they are from the same kit. If you go back up,
up here.
They're like the hammers or something, I think, from the Panther G.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So let me zoom in a little bit. Oh, they are exactly the same. So you can alternate colors there. That's awesome.
Yeah. So they're still styrene, and the same with the hatches. Like, can you see like where the white hatches are? They're from the
these.
Yeah, they're from the C Lab, so they'll be orange on yours.
Oh, sweet.
And the car doors are from the Swimwagen, I think. The little tiny, they're literally at the side of a car. That is. Can you see the wheel arches go around the Panther fence?
Which one? Which one's here?
Yeah.
Here.
See, yeah. See,
Okay.
that's the side of a car.
Oh, all right. So they're car doors.
The wheel arches go round the vents of the Panther G.
Got it.
Cool, isn't it?
So cool. That's so. And is it tank tread, right? Is it?
Yeah.
From
So
the
Panther G again.
And what are these gray ones? These are from.
Yeah, that's the 312B, I think, the Ferrari.
Okay. But then, like, okay, so see if we have a picture of the.
Again, this is this. I haven't done any. I think I ID'd 2 parts on that crawler, and I think Marvin had already ID'd them anyway. But they were the rings that go around the vents at the back.
Oh,
they were
okay.
from Sept, I think.
Yeah.
But I'm standing on the shoulders of giants. These heroes, Guy Cohen, Lee, Ralph, Marvin, everyone before me have spent the years and time and effort IDing all this just simply for some cheat like me to come along and just do the work, And,
exactly, yeah.
So hats off to those guys.
There's a couple left. I'm determined to find at least one. I'm determined.
So the slope that goes down
right here.
I had to scratch that. That I mean, you know what that is, right?
That's the 55, yeah.
Yeah. Chris, you're giving away all the IDs. But
am I not supposed to say that?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Okay.
But I've now got that kit. But I can't be. Can you imagine me pulling all that off, ripping all that off?
You have the kit.
Yeah. No, I have a cast of that.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And I just can't. I can't face just for an angle. When the kit goes in, you'll see nothing different. It would just be the same angle.
I'm gonna have to put that.
Oh yeah, you can because you're starting from
scratch. Yeah. That it's like there's so much going on this.
Oh yeah, I love that. And those ribs are all hand cut as well. I had to count. I had to count every single rib on the original and put them down.
Dude, my mind is going crazy right now with just resin kits, like buying kits. Imagine how many exits I'm gonna drive past thinking about spacing on this.
Oh, don't have an accident, man, thinking about Sandcrawler.
Oh no,
go the same pace as the Joe Sandcrawler and then you'll be okay.
Yeah, I'm good with doing that, but like it's
so look at the back, look at in the background how many Panther G's are stacked up.
There they are, yeah.
Yeah, those bastards. And I paid
12,
some of those kits. I did pay stupid money for actually, and some of them I got cheap, so it kind of worked out.
I was able to find 3 at two, and you found 1 for me. They're great prices, and I'm just gonna have to just one at a time. I thought I could buy a whole bunch wholesale from like somebody in Japan.
Yeah, I mean they're long out of production, so I don't know.
Yeah,
you might be able to, but I would think it's unlikely.
But
that's the beauty. That's the bit that I love. And there's lights on in there as well.
Yeah, I saw you put lights up in here.
I
wish to God I could show what it looks like without.
So have you got Eric's?
I do, but pictures? I can't. If it's okay, I put it up. That's one thing. I don't know if do you think it's okay?
I wouldn't know because Eric put them on Facebook. So if you're friends with him, you could see it.
That's true. All right, let me. So yeah, talk about these kit parts that you found, so I can.
Okay, you need to go on the top. So the hatch that looks down, go above that area.
Oh,
so you need to get a different picture that looks down on top of that. The two vents. Yeah. So the circles at those inside the Panther G's, the 2 tanks at the top, there's some circles, and inside the circle there's like an inner ring. That inner ring
this one here.
Yeah, that's vintage cool shade under that as well. So you're gonna another thing that's on all the Star Wars models.
Yeah, I got to get some of that too.
Inside there's a smaller ring inside there, and then there's an outer ring, and the outer ring is from the Sept B. So that's my only discovery on the crawler.
Hey, it's a pretty good one actually, because I mean, what were people just scratch building this before?
I think a lot of people left it off because you got those lovely C-Lab parts.
These here.
Yeah, they're beautiful the way they go around there.
All right, I'm gonna send one more to. I'm gonna get one more so I can show those. I know Eric put them up.
Yeah, so I mean that was I really struggled with cutting those Ford engine F1 parts as well to get them lined up.
You know, I when I was building my nice and sandcrawler, Jason kept saying to me, use the kit parts, and I was like, you know, I don't want to do that because
They'll be too
if
big.
I ever need them, you know, I'll have them for something else, and I'm so glad I didn't use it.
Yeah, but you know Randy's crawler's half the size of this.
Oh yeah. I'm talking about the slave one.
Oh,
yeah, when
sorry,
I was doing the slave
right,
one. Yeah. Randy's crawler is half the size of this. Okay, so I'm gonna bring up these pictures of here we are. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
it's gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Let me actually, you know, let me save it, and then I can zoom in on it.
So I took mine like that to the Comic-Con, and Marvin had his in primer. So we had two next to each other that looked like that.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna save these so I can zoom in on them.
And you know, there's on the back there's two cones.
Yes.
And in the special edition, that picture of Lorne sanding down the crawler, that would have been when he repaired it and put a different cone at the back. And I think it was like a motorbike part or wheel or something.
All right, we'll have to talk about that when we get to that. The picture, that's the picture on top, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, this is gorgeous in kit parts because you have the oranges and the blues and Eric does all kit parts though, right? He didn't use
he's an unsung hero. He's like he's the work he's doing on the Slave, the Sandcrawler, the Star Destroyer he's done. He doesn't blow his own trumpet. He just works and works and works and comes. Have you seen the videos that drives around?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
It's like my brother's a huge RC guy, and you know, if it got to the point where I had to get mine hooked up and working on an RC, I'd do it. But
yeah,
I'm going to have it on a shelf. I'm not going to be driving it around.
Yeah, I won't be driving it either. No.
But that is the icing on the cake that this guy has gone to town to even get it working as an RC like the original.
This here is what sold me on leaving this unpainted. The struggle is going to be to make it look good unpainted, not filled with glue and all kinds of shit.
Well, you're setting yourself a hard target because the primer hides the crimes, doesn't it? Well, it shows up the things you need to fix, but also the filler and stuff would disappear under primer.
I mean, look at all these orange parts. They're all C-Lab parts.
Yeah.
Like here and here, and there's some red parts under here, and the blues. There's just it's just a gorgeous sight.
And there's a lot of all the white stuff's AMT. You always know AMT, which is shitty, full of flash plastic. But so what are you going to do on the other side that's just plain? Because it was a wooden box originally, and
speaking
on
of
the other side, it's got a big hole cut out where they can get their hands in and do the electrics and everything.
So before we
going to mirror the other side, or are you going to do your own thing? Because I've written my son's name in panels and done other shit and stuff.
I'm gonna show you what you did, if you don't mind. But this is why is this one red? Is that a cast?
Probably a cast, yeah.
Okay.
I think Mike Salzo did a load cast in red. I think that could be one of his pieces.
Okay.
But what about the tow hooks?
The tow hooks. What are those?
You zoom in. Those they're Nichimo 135 scale King Tiger towing hooks.
Oh, these here.
These straps.
Oh, okay. These ropes. Yeah.
Like, who would have thought to put that on a space? Do you think they're intended to think that that's a Jawa's like tow cable for things to break down? They can.
I would think so. Yeah. Yeah. They just throw cables and drag whatever coming. You know, whatever they're dragging along. It's just gorgeous in this. So let's talk about what you did on the side. I love this.
Did I send it to you? Oh yeah, that's the washing machine. Yeah.
Like I said, I stalk you, so it's I have these in my
I've never felt so
folders.
important, Chris.
I'm telling you, I'm on your page daily, looking at pictures. But yeah, this I saw this and I was like, wow, John, this is so freaking sweet what you did.
So the idea about that is that's a conveyor belt,
Yeah, droid
and
crusher.
they can load droid parts in to fix and fiddle about with, and yeah. So that tank tracks at the bottom is the idea of that's a rotating track that goes in, and there's like, I know you never have handrails in Star Wars, but
No,
there's
it
handrails I
works.
put for the Jawas in case they fall back.
It works, so they don't get sucked into that thing.
Yeah.
I love it. I think it's gorgeous, John. And honestly, I would copy it if I wasn't so.
Well,
But
mate, Philly boots. I don't mind. You go.
no,
ahead.
no, no. I'm gonna do something a little different. I think I'm gonna do
Okay.
something like this, but I'm gonna make it a little like the opening's bigger, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I have an idea.
You know,
but
so that's one unit. It's a box. I can pull that box out.
yeah, I think
And
I
then
have
put
an
my
idea.
hand in for the electrics. Oh yeah,
Right
there you go. Yeah, in that picture it shows. Yeah.
Yeah. So your son's name is these panels here?
No, it's to the left. I don't know if is it. I can't remember what son I've put on there. I've got so many children. It's one of my many kids' names. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I was
okay.
at my son's rugby game the other day. Was yesterday, and he was just starting, and they said, "What's his date of birth?" And I went, I don't know. And it was like, we were saying about heads filled with like model knowledge. And I've got an excuse. I've got 4 children, and you know what it's like. You've got more than I have, but it's just. Yeah. Luckily, his auntie was next to me, and she was like, "John, it's this," and I was like, "Oh yeah, shit, okay, yeah, it is. That's his date of birth."
I'm even more lucky because all 3 of my kids have the same birth date. So
you're kidding?
No, I have triplets. I have triplets.
Oh.
Triplets.
Okay.
And they're all the same.
Like, you got it right every year.
Exactly.
That's good work.
Yeah. So I don't have to think about it too hard.
Okay. So sorry, Chris. So there it is, at the top left, Felix.
Okay, right there. That's awesome.
There's the E, the L, the I. The X is made out of kit parts.
That's fucking awesome. I love that.
So all my models, well, not all my models, but some of them have my children's names in them somehow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I put them on the Falcon.
And on the alien head, his veins are made out of Fraser, is written in veins.
Sweet.
And another one of my tanks I've built, the name along the side has been another one of my son's names, and a ship that I built, like a flying boat, had my firstborn's name on the side as well.
I thought maybe you didn't want to sell me your turbo laser because your kids' names were on it.
No, but I might put my cat's name on it because rest in peace.
What, did he die?
No, I'm just joking.
Oh, okay.
They said that's the only time I'd sell it to you, and I've got to pay for the cat's cremation.
Yeah.
Because you were hoping it wasn't going to pull through, so you could get my model.
That's not true. That's not true at all.
Chris, wait there a second. Hang on.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, like I was saying, like this, I love the way the kit parts are for this thing, and it's just a thing of beauty that I'm planning on.
So Chris, this is the guy that was.
Let me bring him up.
Be swapped for your turbo laser.
Let's see the leg.
In there.
Oh.
All right, I'll put you down. So.
I actually had a gray cat exactly the same as that. It was named Pittsburgh.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, to the viewers, we'll quickly fill them in, shall we?
Sure. Yes. Let's fill them in.
Okay. So, I had a bit of bother, as you can see, with this cat with the lampshade on and stuff. He had to have his leg amputated, bless him, because he got hit by a car. And I was stuck at an emergency vet that screw you for how much they charge you. So I was in this huge bill ahead of me. And I panicked because I knew that Chris wanted one of my models. So I was like, Chris, okay, you can have this model. Can I have X amount of money to pay for it? And he was like, yeah, dude, okay, yeah, I'll get back to you. And then, Chris, what were you saying? You were ringing.
I should have just sent you the money. I should have just sent you the money right there and then.
But Jason, wasn't Jason saying, look, can't we just help him out and send him the money? And you were like,
Yeah.
no, I want the turret.
Jason was like, listen, he's our friend. Let's just send him the money so get him out of a bind, and so he doesn't have to sell this thing that he doesn't really want to sell. And I'm like, yeah, that's a good idea. That's like, I would like to do that, but I want the model. I mean, how could you not want this thing? I mean, like, look, it's just it. But I mean, I've been after you for this for a while now, because I mean,
but then you can do. I've sent you like Jason Eaton put all the kit parts on the RPF, didn't he? The link.
Yes,
I sent you a link for that, and you could scratch build all that white stuff scratched, so you could scratch that and you do it yourself, and you've got the Dave G did those free files for the box, so and you with your paintwork, mate, you're doing an awesome job. So
I don't know, dude.
Let me keep the cat, and you can have the turret yourself.
I've already got these two pieces here. It's only a matter of time till I get this.
I'm gonna be like broken leg in the emergency room, and you're like, I need the money to pay for my operation or something. And you're like, okay, yeah, see, you should have sold me it way back.
I mean, I honestly, John, I all kidding aside, I look at this and I just been like, dude, this is fucking amazing. Like this is what I strive for, honestly.
Yeah, there was lots of spattering and just do you know what? A lot of that orange, I think, was inks for the airbrush.
Inks?
Liquitex inks, thinned with Tamiya thinners. Because we went through Guy and Lee and that, and we were chatting about what maybe the ILM used inks, because there was a picture of an ink bottle, I think, next to one of the models, along with the flow quilt paints. And so we experimented with inks for a while. So that's nice. And Liquitex does a beautiful, I think it's raw umber, and it's like translucent. Oh. So you can mix it with Tamiya thinner and spray it on, and it goes on so subtle. It's just literally it's like a filter.
I love that. I absolutely love that.
Grab some Liquitex raw umber translucent and give it a go and see, especially over the greys, it looks lovely.
You'll have to remind me when I get close to that.
Yeah, I'll send you a link to it.
Yeah. I mean, this is easily my favorite thing that you've ever done.
But it's not actually. If you go down, you see the droid strip.
The droid strip up here.
Yeah, Dave G didn't make that thin enough. See, there's gaps. You see where the droid strip is meant to butt up against those T struts.
Okay.
And it doesn't. You see, there's a gap.
Yeah.
Each side.
Yeah.
It's meant to be in closer. But apart from that, he's done a pretty good job at replicating it. All those T's are the Y-wing T struts.
I'm gonna build. I'm not gonna get a resin droid strip. I'm just gonna get the kit parts.
Build that up from original parts. Nice.
Yeah. That's my plan. Like I said though, like I'm having a problem finding somebody to help me to make like CNC this box for me. That's what I'm struggling with. I've tried a bunch of places.
I mean, the guy that did it for me, he's a good friend of mine, Carl Hill, and he used to work at a place that did it for him. So I just sent him the files and got it done. But I could possibly see if he's still in touch with them and get them done for you.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. You know what I would even like to do? Like, I was talking to Marvin about this. Maybe taking the measurements in 1 mil so we can plate it instead of laser cutting panels.
That's the panel work on that. That's laser cut is a tighter, neater job than the original ILM one.
Right. Yeah.
Because it's been done on CAD. And I know Marvin years ago said he liked the roughness of the original model, the
asymmetry of it. Yeah.
But
I don't have a picture of this oil spill up here top. I'd have to look for it, but that's another part of it that really just like I look at and I love it.
Yeah, that's not on the original. I just did a few.
No.
I went one side of it. I just did my own thing on it.
I feel like sometimes stuff like this laser tower that it's so they painted it so basic just for a screenshot. perfectly fine to do whatever you want to do, you know, like,
Yeah.
you know, but when you take artistic liberties like this, it just comes out
I
so beautiful.
I was doing it like ILM, but I was just having too much fun. So I thought, why not just keep going, adding more streak? I love streaking.
Yeah.
I love doing those lines of dirt.
This is another model that has the kit parts are crazy. Like even on this, like these are all white resin parts, but
yeah,
they're all different colors.
Every single thing on there is Panther G.
Yeah. Oh, the whole entire thing is Panther G.
Yeah, apart from the little bits that go on the edge there, that's Panther
Like
G,
these,
Panther G, all that is Panther G.
all the gray and the tan ones. What about
and
these
the
back
white
here?
ones? The white ones are just cast off other
Okay.
Panther G parts I had.
Oh, okay, I see. Oh, so I got to get like 15 Panther Gs now instead of just 12.
Yeah.
No problem. No problem
Easy.
at all. Easy. Just rip them
Yeah,
right out of my
you're
butt.
being too hard on yourself, going all styrene. I think even the purist add a few resin parts in there every now and then, but
I'm sure I'm going to have to.
No one's going to know. If it keeps you awake at night, then you do the styrene. But no one, if you're going to paint the tower, no one's going to know if that's a cast piece or not.
That's true. Yeah, but I mean, I'll use whatever I can. But even there's some parts on even like the like we talked about the part that's the slope on the middle, like that's a green color, and it's an expensive kit that's hard to find. Like, and you said you had a cast part. I may, like in some instances where it's nearly impossible to get the kit part, just get the cast piece and paint it the color of the kit.
You could. And also, if you've got a cast piece, don't use it, you could just lay that cast piece on, and then you can work out the other parts around it, and then take the cast piece off, and just keep building. And when you get a chance to buy that other part, you can replace it.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah,
it's a good idea. Let's see, what else do I have? What I had. Do you want to talk about the? Oh, it just so people have an idea. This is the C Lab. I don't know. So most people know what it is, but it's. When did it stop making it? Like 74 or something like that. And it's pretty. It's pretty hard to come by. I don't know why I'm not being able to scroll. I got to click off and go back on. So, I mean, it's pretty ludicrous to think that most of the Star Wars models have this model on it. You know, it's just
I mean, those orange circles at the back, they're on the back of the Y-wing, on the top of the Y-wing, aren't they?
These here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's two dots each side on I think Gold Leader has them.
The crazy thing is, if you wanted to scratch build a whole bunch of original Star Wars New Hope models, you'd need a lot of these kits.
Yeah.
And just getting two cost me an arm and a leg.
It's going to get to a point where they're just not in circulation anymore. Another 10, 15 years of just trying to find them. We are going to have to rely on casts or 3D printed stuff.
My question, I'm wondering though, like the company that's supposed to re-releasing this next year, I hope they do. I plan on buying like 10 of them. Okay.
Yeah.
But why are they doing it? Because people want this for the modeling, for the kit bashing, or like I don't think too many people.
Good question, because I can't imagine it's a very well fitting kit by today's standards, and it's not a huge subject that I've even heard about.
Yeah, people don't really want models of the C Lab. It has to be because
it has to be for the studio scale market.
Yeah, because it's. I mean, they're going to come out. They're $80. You know, you can pre-order them right now for next year, and I already have.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I probably should wait, but I'm just too impatient.
if it's identical and it's repopped from the original, then definitely just get it.
Yeah. I bought these two, but I'm not going to get any more until those come out.
Yeah.
So, did you want to talk about that Death Star tile or no? Or did you just send that to me just to? No. Okay.
One of those things that will probably never come into fruition.
Probably not. So, I wanted to show this, which was the silo that I got the C Lab store. In between here, there's a whole bunch of C-Lab parts that like
Yeah,
this.
so I'm going to do. Already, I regret sending that to you, Chris. So
Do you really?
I'm going to do that again. So I'll be
Are you
joining
really?
you on that build
Okay,
again.
cool. Okay, cool. I'm actually gonna. These are C-Lab parts too, but they're resin parts. I'm gonna pull these off.
Yeah, they're all resin. Yeah,
yeah,
you're gonna peel them off and throw them in the bin in disgust.
yeah. Or they, but I do have a picture I can show of what the silo looked like in the movie. So there's a whole bunch of.
That's all the C-Lab stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a tower that's. I think it's just a tower just littered with C-Lab.
Yeah. There's a Death Star
It's
tower.
the most expensive non-point like non-used vehicle in the Star Wars selection, but it's just covered in the most expensive.
Jason Eaton told me it was called the Reflection Tower. Is that what it is?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what they call it. But yeah, I want to do one of those as well. Oh,
yeah.
here's
See,
the.
what's died? I mean, that what was that? That was the
Wrecker.
truck across there, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, the AMT Wrecker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just have that set in there because I don't want to glue it yet until I know the correct measurement with the C-Lab parts. So
cool.
And a lot of these.
Chris, listen, I've got to shoot in a minute, man, because I've got to get back to work.
We did a good hour. We're good.
Yeah.
We covered all our bases.
Lovely joining in.
Yeah, we got to do this more often.
Yeah, definitely, dude.
Yeah. The last time it was your internet that was.
You get me on the show.
Yeah.
And, I'll check you online.
All right, man. It's good to see you again.
Cheers, dude.
Bye, John.
Bye.
All right. Well, that'll do us for today. I was very grateful for John to show up and talk to us about some good studio scale modeling, and we will do this again for sure because this was a lot of fun, laughing and having a good time. And dude, I can't get this stuff out of my head, so it's what I eat, sleep, and breathe. But yeah, thanks for joining us. When John comes on, it's going to be this early because he has a life that he can't really. I don't have much life, so. But thanks for joining us, and we will see you next time.